So yeah, the other day, I had one of those moments when I realized I have just been doing the most, from running a business, overseeing a couple houses, planning a wedding, which is coming up very soon. And I asked myself, how do I get it done and stay upbeat about it and feel really good and never really overwhelmed. Today's guest, I think, has us beat or has me beat because she has a couple of more, I guess, hats to wear.
She has a ton of jobs.
I also have like 5 dogs too.
Yes.
So I'm constantly on the move, time consumed, life very eventful. This woman, though, has a very impressive resume. Um, she has a lot to say in so many different spaces, which I also love. And I feel like I can do the same thing where I'm speaking about dog, home, entrepreneurship, sunscreen, all these things. And it just actually feels pretty good to know that you can hold your own in so many different ways.
Right.
You feel the same?
I love it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So everybody is like booked and busy
And
living their life.
being like multidimensional.
Yes.
So, as I talk about, running a business, we're clearly in sun season. It's smoking hot.
Yes. Oh.
Smoking hot. I want to know what's going on at Black Girl Sunscreen.
Well, we are in day 2 of one of our biggest activations of the year down in Texas.
Ooh.
This is one of the biggest pop-ups that Black Girl Sunscreen has ever done, and it is part of what's happening with Cowboy Carter, Beyonce, right? So for those of you that are down in Texas, please come out for day 2 before you head into NRG Stadium. You can get some free samples, put on some sunscreen, and have some amazing moments. Photo moments, because the pop-up is just sick.
Let's talk about the fits real quick.
Oh my gosh.
The pop-up is beautiful.
Yes.
Pop-up is beautiful.
Yes.
What about the fits?
So, it's cowboy themed.
Yeah.
The pop-up
But
is...
Renaissance was cowboy themed too, which was...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I expected the second concert or the second tour to be a little bit different, but they're both Renaissance and Cowboy Carter the same. So, but the fits are amazing. So all of the fits are custom made for Black Girl Sunscreen. So of course, showing up and showing out. But yeah, it's a Black Girl Sunscreen saloon. So everything is cowboy inspired.
Beautiful.
Head to toe, cowboy hats, all of it.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Can I ask you a question? If you weren't part of the Black Girl Sunscreen activation and team, what would you wear? Okay, crop top bra, maybe. And the Daisy Dukes with the cowboy boots.
No.
What would you wear?
I love like a full pant. So I would, but you've got to balance it out. So if it's crop top on top,
So
then
you would do a crop top.
Yeah. Or a bra top, and then the pants on the bottom.
Okay, now.
Yeah. With the hat. Gotta have the hat.
Always. You gotta have the accessories. What about a body chain?
Okay. But I don't
think
know
it's
that I need
cowboyish,
it.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's cowboy. That might be something else.
All right. Shout out to the Black Girl Sunscreen
Yeah.
team for, executing this fantastic activation first in our lifetime, in our journey. I believe in crawl, walk, run. So this is not something that you start off crawling with when you have a business. This is more of definitely a running type of activation. So I'm very proud of the team. I'm looking at the camera and just saying thank you so much for the dedication and for the work. So Kimberly, who do we have sitting next to us?
Yes. So today's guest is a powerhouse of talent and personality. She's an actress, comedian, Emmy Award-winning journalist, and an unapologetic voice of moms in the media. You've seen her light up the screen in fan favorites like Grey's Anatomy, The Office, Fresh Off the Boat, and The Mindy Project, with more than 40 film and TV credits to her name. She made history as NBC Los Angeles' first digital entertainment reporter, where she interviewed some of the biggest names in Hollywood. She's also the creator and host of the Webby Award-winning podcast Motherhood in Hollywood, and brings her voice and journalistic chops to her new iHeart and KFI podcast that she will tell us all about. Please welcome the woman who is the very definition of doing it all and doing it her way, Heather Brooker.
Wow. Wow, thank you. I feel like so proud to be. I'm like, woo, look at me. No. Thank you. Wow, when you hear it all out like that, you think, I do too much. No.
Do you? Do you feel like proud of yourself or cringe or like stop talking about me?
Sometimes it is hard to, hear your accomplishments when somebody says them out loud. I'm a workaholic. I love to work. So when I'm in the middle of it, I don't think, I'm accomplishing things. I'm building up my resume or building up, something for people to talk about me. But when you hear it out loud like that, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, wow. I am proud of myself. I'm not ashamed of the accomplishments I've done. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've learned a lot of things, but I'm definitely proud of what I've done in my career for sure.
Well, congratulations on everything. We haven't met before.
No.
And I'm glad that we are meeting today because you are fantastic. You came in here dancing.
I did. I was like, yes, what a wonderful welcome.
Yeah, you are a vibe. So, what are you most proud of? Because you've just mentioned that you are proud of some things and you've made some mistakes. So I'm going to jump right on into it. Because I feel like people would love to, I don't want to say be in the position that you're in, but have definitely accomplished some of the things you have. So what are you most proud of?
I think in terms of, my personal life, I'm the most proud of my daughter. I have a 12-year-old and I love her so much. She is my pride and joy, even though she makes me a little crazy sometimes. But I think professionally, I think I'm the most proud of the fact that I have stayed true to what I've learned journalistically. When I was in college, I had a professor who told me that as a journalist, you are the watchdog for the American people. It is your job to hold truth to power. It is your job to shine a light on stories that maybe people don't know about, and you do it in a fair way. And I think my integrity journalistically is something that I am the most proud of. I think in terms of like being an actress and being a performer, I am always the most proud of when I can make someone laugh. When I go on a set and I can make the crew laugh or the director laugh, or when I'm on stage doing stand-up, if someone is all in and they're enjoying the process in the moment and they're laughing along with me, then that is truly just the biggest joy of my life.
Congratulations again on all that. You've just rattled off like 5 things. So I'm gonna tap into the journalism and you just talking. So congratulations again on your second podcast. Entertain Me with Heather Brooker.
Yes.
All right. So how did you get into the podcasting world?
So when my daughter was about 2, my agent was like, you need to become a star or no one's going to cast you in anything. And I was like, how do I do that? And I started thinking of like ways I could be creative and put myself out there, but also really wanted to connect with other moms in the entertainment industry, because when you're a mom, especially of young kids, it can be very isolating. You're by yourself a lot, unless you're a big star and a big series regular and you're on a set every day. There's no community. There's no one to talk about breastfeeding with. There's no one to talk about nap time and have those connecting conversations that parents need and moms especially need when your kids are young. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just start a show and start inviting people over to my house to talk to me and connect with me and share their stories. And it also was a good way to network and meet other people in the industry. So I started it when my daughter was about 2, and it just grew and grew. It started off with a lot of wine, a lot of just like wildly inappropriate, meandering conversations. And then once it started to pick up steam, I realized I should maybe like produce it a little more and make it a little bit more, have more of a shape. And I started connecting with directors, producers, actresses, costumers, craft services people, everybody from all walks of life in the industry who would come on and share their experiences with me. And it was a lot of fun. It took off on social media. And I did almost 300 episodes of it. And then I got really burnt out. And I was like,
300 episodes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I got really burnt out. I was like, I need a break. Because I was doing everything by myself. How many minutes
were the episodes?
They ranged anywhere. The first few episodes were almost like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. Way too long. Yeah. Way too long. Just for anybody who's starting a podcast, that is way too long. Even if you're a big celebrity, nobody needs to hear you talk for 2 hours straight. But then I slowly started producing them more and paring them down to, and they were about 30, 45 minutes long. But, and then I would do little bonus episodes, little mini episodes, and during that time, my friend who was in Tulsa, she's a general manager of a TV station there, was like, hey, you go to all these movies stuff, because through Motherhood and Hollywood, I started getting invited to like movie screenings and movie premieres and stuff. And she's like, have you ever thought about reporting again and getting back into reporting? And I was like, I don't know. I kind of am focusing on acting or whatever. And she's like, well, just do it part-time, try it out. So I started reporting again, and I would file reports for my old station, my home station in Oklahoma. And I worked for NBCLA out here, like kind of part-time as a writer. And the news director heard about what I was doing, and he's like, this is great. And you've built up this social media presence on top of it. He's like, everything you do with Motherhood and Hollywood and these reports are great. Why don't you come and do that for us here at NBCLA? And that had never even crossed my mind. The idea of doing reporting and combining what I love with social media and digital stories. I was like, absolutely, sure. Whenever I'm a big proponent of, if you're presented with an opportunity, take it, because you never know where it might lead. You never know what it may reignite in you and who you may meet along the way. So I feel like this sort of door of opportunity opened, and I went right through it. And that's how I kind of became the NBCLA entertainment reporter. And my podcast is what launched that.
So speaking of podcasts, and you took us through quite a journey.
I just did. I'm sorry. Yeah. I literally, you asked me something and I was like, I'm going to tell you all the things.
And I appreciate all the things, right? Because it doesn't just happen overnight. Either.
Right.
That took time to build up. You said 300 episodes. Mm-hmm. I think Shamelessly Shontay, we're on maybe 70 all in.
Close. Yeah.
Last
wow.
year.
That's great.
Speaking of the podcast world, everyone's popping up with a podcast.
Yes.
How are you feeling about the market? Do you think it's unsaturated, or you think there's not enough voices?
I think that there are enough like celebrity voices. I don't know. It's so tough because it's such a creative outlet, and it's something that people find a lot of joy in, and you never know who you might discover when you're scrolling through and looking for podcasts. I think what's saturated is like a general kind of a show. I think more people need to niche down and be like, this is my expertise. This is what I enjoy talking about. This is something that people connect with on a more personal one-on-one level. But we don't need another pop culture show. We don't need someone to talk about Real Housewives. There are so many shows like that out there. And but I will never say that we have too much or too many. There's always room for somebody to share what they're passionate about. There's always room for more.
Kimberly, what do you think about that?
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
There is a lot. And so I definitely think that there's something for everybody. But I agree with you on the pop culture. Like, I'm looking for content that is interesting and engaging and is going to actually talk about things that are important versus things that are surface.
Yes.
So, but I do think, because there's so many now, there certainly is something for everybody, but there's a lot.
There's a lot of podcasts, and wading through and finding one that resonates with you personally, that is maybe something useful. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm learning a lesson every time I'm listening to a podcast, but something that piques your interest or something that you might go, oh, I didn't know that, or whatever, is invaluable because there's so much white noise. There's so much just content out there that finding somebody who is an expert at what they do or has some kind of speaks from a place of knowledge is really important.
Agreed. Well, I want to switch gears a little bit because you have done so much, but you're also a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
Yes. Right? So I'm curious, were you that kid in class always cutting up? Were you that kid at family gatherings always putting on a show? Like, when did you discover that you were funny?
I definitely was that kid.
Okay.
I was definitely that kid. I would say probably when I was about 8 years old, I was a big fan of the Carol Burnett show. I'm totally dating myself here. I'm so old. But yeah, I watched it in reruns. To be clear, I did not watch the original when it aired in the 70s. I watched it in reruns, and I absolutely loved Tim Conway. And I loved the impression of the old man that he would do. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but he used to do this impression, this sketch comedy. They would play funny characters. And he did this impression of this old man that would shuffle his feet and talk, and he would mumble. And I would recreate those characters for my mom and all her friends whenever they would come over. And I'd be like, wait, now watch this. And I would come out and do it. Or I'd come out and do some other Carol Burnett. Or I would do some funny impression that I saw on SNL or whatever. So I was always that kid. And I knew early on that love of hearing somebody laugh, like, oh my gosh, you mean if I say or do something, it makes somebody else laugh? Like that is a joy. That is a joy that I have sought after my whole life since then. So I definitely didn't know early on. Yeah.
And you recently sold out the Ice House in Pasadena. So congratulations on that. I'm curious, what is your material like? Is it relevant to what's going on in pop culture? Is it political? Like, what is your comfort zone as a comedian?
You know, I try to steer away from stuff that's anything dealing with the news, to be honest, because that's my job. That's what I do at KFI here at iHeart Radio. I got a little plug in for the mothership.
Heather,
yeah.
What's the worst joke you've ever told?
The worst joke? I mean, I have told some pretty off-color jokes, and I'm like, oh, this is going to kill. No, I cannot.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, this is
Shamelessly Shontay.
But the one that first came to mind when I was thinking about this is, have you ever heard of the TV show Frasier?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So I told this joke about how my job at KFI is like, you know, like the TV show Frasier, but with a lot more murder. And because we talk about murder a lot on the news. I mean, we do. And literally the whole room was dead silent. And I was like, did I say something wrong? I was like, maybe they don't like murder. Like, what is going on? And then my other friend, my other comic friend got up there and she's like, girl, that is the whitest thing anybody has ever said. Nobody here knows about Frasier. You are so white. And I was like, oh, do people of color not know about Frasier? How do I not know this? And like, I was like, maybe I just missed the mark on my audience, but it bombed really bad. And I was like, well, maybe it's just not a funny joke. Maybe I need to just rewrite it.
Okay. And what's the best joke?
So,
your favorite?
I have a joke where I talk about, you guys can tell I'm a little overweight. I'm carrying a little bit of weight in my midsection. It's okay. That's because I recently had a baby.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to lose some of the baby weight. She's 12.
Are you gagging
so it's
us
been
right
a little
now?
slow.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew you were gagging
She's
us.
12, by the way.
But I knew she was gagging
Yes.
us.
You did. That one is a good one. That one, people love that joke. And it always makes me laugh. And what's funny is I've been telling that joke since she was 8.
It's so great.
Every year, I
So
just keep re-upping it. And at the Ice House, it was such a fun show. We had this gorgeous Chinese man that was in the audience, and I saw him backstage when he came in. Oh, I'm going. We're going. I saw him when he came in backstage, and he sat in the audience. I was like, oh my gosh, this man is gorgeous. So it was a Mother's Day show, and I called him out, and I made him stand up and turn around for everybody. I was like, this is the gift to all the moms. And I was like, is you Shohei Ohtani? And literally everyone was like,
what?
Everyone was like, oh my God. And he was cracking up laughing. So that was really funny. He was such a good sport about it. And then the whole rest of the evening, all the other comics were like, Shohei, stand up and show the moms what you got. And so like, it got a little wild. But it's such a fun show.
Wait, what? That was like off the cuff, right?
Yeah, just for fun. I mean, you have to be sort of in the moment and feeling what the audience is feeling and seeing if they're there for a good time and all in and kind of play with it a little bit.
Yeah, so do you just walk around with jokes in your mind?
I'm ready at any moment. No, I wish I was that quick. I'm getting old now, so I have to have a lot of coffee to be that ready and that on.
Yeah, because that was very, very quick here.
You said it. Did I, Kayla, am I embarrassing? I don't want Kayla to be like, oh my God, I'm never inviting her back to. I love Kayla so much.
So you spoke about your own weight being funny though, right? You are an advocate of BOPO.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about BOPO. BOPO, body positivity. Mm-hmm. I have not been overweight my whole life. I was a very athletic kid. I was very thin in high school. This is something that is somewhat new to me, but also not new. It's been a gradual process. And I love my body. I love your body. I love your body. I love your body. Everybody. And if there is anything I can do to encourage someone at any shape or size to love their body, to love their curves, to love their lack of curves. I have my 12-year-old is a string bean. She's very thin. She is, she's just a rail thin kid. And I'm like, girl, love your body. And she's like, I don't like to be so skinny. Da, da, da. And I'm like, we're not going to do that. This is not the 1950s. My mom was raised in a house where they obsessed over being thin. They obsessed over this unrealistic idea that you have to look a certain way, dress a certain way, be a certain type of woman in your own home. And I am not about that. We are here. This is 2025. We love our bodies. They can do amazing things. They can make children. They are strong. We are incredible people. And so any chance I get to do that, to encourage somebody to just love your body, that's what I'm always going to do that.
How did you become so body positive?
I thought you were going to say, how did you become so fat? And I was going to be like, girl, now we got to fight.
So you know what, Heather, let's talk about that word for a second. I actually don't use that word.
You don't use the F word?
No, I don't use the F word because I find it offensive. Mm-hmm. But I also don't like the S word, skinny.
Okay.
So it goes both ways for me because I don't think either one. I feel like if you say someone is FAT, it's almost insinuating that they're unhealthy. But in the reverse, when you say someone is skinny, it's also implying that they're unhealthy.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So how did you? I mean, it's one thing to say that you love all bodies, shapes, and forms, but how did you become this way?
I think it's came honestly from a sense of confidence that I've had as a child. We don't talk enough about instilling confidence in children to love themselves because it can have lifelong repercussions. If as a child you are not taught that your body can do amazing things and that it is beautiful, then you are going to carry that over as an adult and say, if you have a parent or someone in your house that is discouraging you, saying you're overweight, you're the F word, or whatever, you'll carry that with you in the back of your mind your whole life. So I, as a child, even though my mom had these unrealistic expectations, I decided that I wasn't going to accept that and I was going to love my body no matter what happened. It also helps that I have been surrounded by people, and very lucky that have been surrounded by people like my husband who do love me and who know that I'm heavier now than when we got married. I always joke with him like, oh, I sold you a bill of goods. Tricked you. And he's just like, oh my God, stop it. I joke a lot about it, but
did he trick you?
No, he looks amazing. It's not fair. He literally just, it's not about him. This is about us today.
Okay.
So, I think it really does start when you're kids. And if you have an opportunity to encourage a child and tell them, you don't have to, please don't go up to children and talk to them about their bodies. That's not what I mean. If you have a child in your life, encourage them and tell them that their bodies are strong, whether they are on the thin side or the heavier side, and our bodies can do wonderful things. So it started for me as a kid, but I made the choice to do that, to say, I'm going to love my body and accept my body no matter what.
I love that. And I'm wondering, is that something that made your recent speaking at Girl Up Leadership Summit, where you were with other really trailblazing women like Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton? I imagine that the message that you wanted to give at that summit was probably very much inspired by some of what you just said.
Yeah, that was a partnership that I did with the Always brand, the supplies of tampons and pads and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm.
Feminine care, if we want to be
feminine care, yes. Yeah. They invited me to come and be a part of their panel, specifically talking about awareness of menstruation and of encouraging young women to ask questions about it, to not be ashamed of it. And that goes along again with a part of our bodies. It's a natural, menstruation is a natural part of who we are as women. There should be no shame attached to it. Young girls should not feel uncomfortable asking a medical care provider or the school nurse or somebody for pads and tampons and that sort of thing. So it all kind of ties in with this body positive thing. That's why I say I'm a big fan of encouraging talking about health, talking about your bodies. Men are not afraid to say, hey, something feels weird or whatever. We shouldn't be either. So that's a side passion project of mine, something that I'm really want to encourage people to do, and especially young people.
Love that.
Heather, do you wear sunscreen?
Oh my God, I do. I need it. Look at me. I am whiter than a ghost. I need it.
Not really.
You don't think so?
No. You've got some color.
Well, these are freckles that I used to hope one day would turn into a tan, and they never did. I was convinced that one day this would all blend together and I would be tan. But as you can see, that didn't work out.
Okay. So you wear sunscreen like every day or only when you're in the sun?
I try to wear it every day because when I was a kid, I got burned really bad. And again, goes back to my mom. Man, I'm throwing my mom under the bus today. I shouldn't do that. But this goes back to my mom. She didn't know. My mom used to lay out in the sun with baby oil. She would cover herself with basically grease and just lay out in the sun and cook. And she could tan. I did not get the tan gene. So she didn't know how sensitive my skin was. And I'll never forget, we went on a vacation to Corpus Christi, Texas. I was about 6 years old. And I got burned so bad. I had blisters all over my shoulders and my arms. And they were like big blisters. I was burned really bad. And my mom was like, oh my gosh. And from then on, she made me wear t-shirts out of the pool. So I was the kid with the t-shirt on in the pool. But I never forgot that feeling and that look of like these blisters, these sun blisters. And I, as in college, probably didn't pay as much attention, but I definitely do now. It's so, so important.
Okay. We just got to make sure.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of sunscreen.
Okay, well, we have something for you.
Okay, well, I'm going to take it.
Okay.
I'm excited.
So
I think I know what it is.
Intuition. Kimberly,
yes.
You want to tee up yeah or nah?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Heather, we have a game that we like to play at the end of every show. It's called Yeah or Nah.
Okay.
So I will say a phrase and you'll, yeah or nah.
Okay.
You disagree.
Got it.
We got some good ones.
Yeah, we got some good ones and we're each going to answer, but we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the first one, bringing kids to a comedy show.
No.
If I had some, that would be an absolute no.
No.
Absolutely no.
No. Okay. Laughing in serious moments to cope.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that. I'm doing it now. Oh my God.
It ain't that serious.
Wait, can I do these too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm into it.
Laughing in serious moments to cope. Yeah. Sure.
Me too. Just to, ease the
the
anxiety
tension.
and the
Yeah.
tension. Absolutely. Okay. Sitting in the front row at a comedy show.
Yeah.
So you don't mind potentially being part of the show?
No,
That's my
not at
fear.
all. Comics love it when people sit in the front row and they're all in, because that gives us an opportunity to joke around with you. Because that means like most people they're all in for it, and that's the fun. You want to go, you want to have fun. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
If I'm not in the front row, I don't want to go.
There you go. See?
Yeah, I don't
There
want
you
to
go.
go. See me. I
That's
don't need to be in the dark. Put the spotlight on me. Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's good.
Well, you got a joke? What would you say if I was in your front row?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, you got to say like, where are you from?
I'm gonna say I'm from Newburgh, New York.
Okay, from New York. All right. And who are you here with tonight? That's the next question.
All of them.
All of them. So you
Mhm.
brought the whole crowd?
Okay.
So you're rich. All right, we got it. And then I would just joke about how rich you are, because if you brought the whole room, we got to talk about that. We're gonna be talking about that.
Why not? I'm down for a good time. Okay. PJs in the school pickup line.
Yeah.
We knew it. We knew it. You did it this morning, didn't you?
I wore this because I knew I was coming here and I wanted to look nice. But when I dress like this, the parents are like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm good." I usually wear like I will say sweatpants for sure. Maybe not my pajamas, but sweatpants for sure.
Okay. No pajamas anywhere but sweatpants. Absolutely. My pajamas are different than sweatpants.
Yeah. Are they a little sexy? Are they a little like?
I can't reveal it, but I can't reveal it.
Everybody move.
So pajamas for different occasions,
okay,
right? Like a pajama to me is like a pant set, maybe. But like I like a little
like a loungewear, or do you do like a loungewear pajama set, or
only a certain time?
Oh, okay,
right. But other times I wear like a little dress or something.
Okay,
yeah, I don't wear pants.
All right. So maybe not for you in the pickup line.
No.
They might call the police. Right.
No, for me too.
No, for you? Okay.
No. Use of personal life or your personal life as material.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. That's all my material is me talking about caring for my aging mom, being married for 25 years, being the mom of a preteen who drives me crazy. Yeah, that's all my material for sure.
So with the material, okay, I wouldn't go way off. I'm not a comic, so the answer is no. But if I was, yes, I would, and I would joke on the people that are in my life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's that's what people relate to. Like, they want to relate to you on a personal level and get to know who you are and your opinions on things. And yeah, so I mean, you almost have to. Some of the best comedians are the ones that talk about their personal life.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be a comedian.
Okay.
So it's a no for me. Okay. Having an attitude when you are just hangry.
No. Mm-mm.
I don't get hangry.
Yeah, I don't either.
I get a little moody if I'm hungry.
You're like, look
yeah. Out. So, okay. All right. Thinking redheads or gingers have a black gene.
Okay, listen.
We're listening.
I recently found out that I am part of it.
Don't do it. I'm tired of you gagging us. Okay.
I recently found out. I saw that trend on TikTok, and I have never run to make a TikTok faster in my life, where they said that redheads are now are part of the black community, are black people, and I was like, thank God. We have been wanting to be a part of your community for so long, and I was like, yay!
Is this true?
Is what true? Me that I wanted to, or the trend on TikTok? Yes.
Why?
Because black people have such a tight-knit group of community. They're so supportive of each other. There is, in the way that white people could never. Like, we're too weirdly competitive with each other, and I don't know how else to describe it other than it feels like you're a part of something. You have a shared experience. And I obviously don't want to speak for black people. I'm not trying to get canceled on your show. But like when black people see each other, they have an instant connection and an understanding of their history in the way that white people we don't.
So what about the ginger community?
I mean, we do have a shared, there's definitely a shared history there amongst white people and redheads because we got bullied a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know any redhead that wasn't bullied and shamed or teased relentlessly at some point in their lives for having red hair, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We get teased a lot.
So is that how y'all became so cool?
I mean, maybe we had to. Well, I think it's maybe because we're forced to like seek out other people. Like, will you accept me? Will you take me? Will you, or then you've got the redheads that go the other way and they become like reclusive and weird. Don't be that redhead. Don't be that redhead.
Go ahead, keep moving.
Okay. Did you?
So wait, I didn't.
You didn't answer.
I know.
Okay.
Nah, I don't think redheads gingers have a black gene.
All right.
I'm a nah too, but it's loaded because I do love the part about a sense of community and feeling accepted and belonging. I do love that. What I don't care about is I feel like it's the disenfranchised part, that, okay, if society is treating you or mistreating you a certain kind of way, well, okay, it kind of lumps you in with with a community that is often on the side of
That's
being
true. That's
disenfranchised.
True. Since I posted that TikTok, I've had so many other videos and similar videos come up and people talking about the disenfranchisement and saying some people are very against it. They're like, no, we're not the same at all. We don't have a shared history in that way. I think as far as that trend goes, I think it was more lighthearted, and I think nobody really is like comparing themselves in any way to the Black experience in that way. I think it's more just like, yay, we want to cheer you on and you guys want to cheer us on. Yeah. It's this sort of like something fun where we don't have to talk about Trump and hear the horrible things happening in the world. Like, let us just have something where we can have fun and just find something joyful.
Is he a ginger?
No, not anymore. I mean,
I think, did he used to be? And he's subtly gone back like gray.
Back in the like 80s, he had like kind of blondish brown hair, and then it kind of morphed into like a reddish something, and now it's like blonde again. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
But the ginger's not claiming him though.
No, we don't. Okay. No, we do not.
Checking.
Okay, listen to TikTok reels on full volume.
No. Closed caption all the way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah. 100% I agree.
Because I'm embarrassed to be watching TikToks. I am not going to lie. I do not watch TikToks because I don't want people to know.
What's on your FYP? What comes up on your FYP that you don't want people to know you're watching?
I'm never really on the app, but even on Instagram, like I don't want people to like think that I don't have anything else to do.
That's true. That's fair. You're like, I'm very honest. Busy. I'm very busy. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, that's funny.
Okay. Talking on your cell phone on speaker amongst a group of people.
No, don't do it. It's rude. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
For the most part, no. But like, I don't know. It depends.
You're like
on
sometimes?
The group of people. Yeah, sometimes. I need to feel important for a second.
All right.
Okay. I'm a no. Getting mad if you sneeze and no one says bless you.
No, I wouldn't get mad. I feel like people don't do that anymore anyway. Nobody says bless you anymore. Manners just don't exist anymore.
Yes.
Yeah. You get mad if you sneeze and someone says bless you?
I will realize that no one just blessed me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I won't get like mad if it's like a stranger, but like if I'm in the room and I sneeze and no one said bless you, I'd be like, oh, they don't like me.
Oh.
Let me like leave the room. Like, I know y'all heard me sneeze. Yeah.
I just think nobody does that anymore. Even my daughter, I try to tell her like, hey, if I sneeze, can you say bless you? And she's like, why? Oh. And I'm like, oh, because I want to be blessed. Just bless mama. That's all.
Yeah.
So we're working on it. It's a work in progress.
Yeah. I don't get upset, but I do want people to care about me a little bit, even strangers. So I always bless people.
Can't believe give the fake bless yous.
Okay, should I let that slide?
Bless you. Let it slide. Let it slide.
Okay.
Let it slide. Just know if Kimberly blesses you.
It's that I care about you, and I want you to feel like I care. Yes. But it's not a religious bless you. That's where she's going with that. It's not a God bless you.
It's a bless you because I'm being nice.
Okay.
There you go.
But I hope you sneeze your face off.
I genuinely hope you're okay. But it doesn't have to get religious. Yep. Okay. Clapping when a plane lands.
Oh, no. That's weird.
It's not. Because what if you have like a lot of turbulence? You know, I have been on a lot of flights. And if they go crazy and people are scared for their lives because I've been in those situations, there's an applause.
If your life has been in jeopardy, you know, maybe you can give a little pilot a little encouragement for sure. But people who are just clapping when they go from here to San Francisco, like, come on. What are we doing?
Have y'all seen the electric planes?
No.
Have I seen an electric plane?
Yeah. Mm-mm. Lots of advertisements, like from here to San Fran.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Okay, not yet.
That's cool. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
That's scary.
I've seen the billboard for it, but I've never looked into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they charge up the plane, like a Tesla kind of thing?
Like a car?
Yeah, and it's a shorter time.
Cool. Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
I'm very nervous about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what about clapping at the end of a movie?
Yeah. I mean, I've done it. I've definitely done it before. Yeah, if it's a good movie. I mean, that's the actor side of me, though, where I'm like, if I just saw something that was amazing, I'm like, yeah, good job.
I might be embarrassed if I sat next to you.
You might be.
Together.
You might be.
Yeah, totally.
It depends on the movie, though.
You clapped at the screen?
I clapped like this.
And fake?
Huh?
And fake?
No, not fake. I'm just trying not to blow out the microphone. But I'm gonna clap. If it's I like superhero movies like Marvel and stuff like that. And when you go to those types of movies with fans, they are so pumped up. There's an energy in the room.
They're in the costume.
They're in their costumes, yeah. There's an energy in the room and you feel like you just saw like something special and whatever. And so you're clapping together.
I'm not clapping.
You're not clapping.
I'm not clapping, even if I love it. I'm not
Kimberly,
clapping.
you can sit next to me and give me a fake bless you.
There you go.
I have actually said bless you when you've sneezed every time.
I said thank
you. But I genuinely care. Like, I hope you're feeling okay.
I just say thank you. Well, now I know.
And I say
I'm not accepting her fake blessings anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I told Francis the other day.
Never going to end. Never going to end. I overshare. Okay.
Not at all.
Last one. Snooping through someone's bathroom when you're a guest at their house.
No. I wouldn't do
weird
that.
as heck, right?
Yeah, that's weird. I would never do that.
Too.
Yeah. Did somebody do that to you? Or do you?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
No. That's why I don't let people come to my house.
Yeah, no. I would never do that. That's a little too much. But I'm constantly
would
paranoid
you be mad?
Yeah, I'm constantly paranoid that somebody will do that to me. So I'm like, no, I would never do that.
Yeah.
That's too much.
I agree. So my guest bathrooms have very little in them. Just what they would need. Lotion, candle, but nothing
like medications or salves.
Just in case they feel the need to search.
Yeah.
Nothing there.
Salve.
Like an ointment or
an ointment for a burn or a scar or a blister.
A salve.
A salve.
Oh, okay. So what would y'all do if somebody was just like, hey, I found this hairbrush, can I use it?
Oh, no. I'd be like, no, you cannot. Ew.
Really?
Yeah.
You seem nice, though. You
guys
both seem nice. Would you really tell me, like, put the brush?
I will give you another brush. Like, I'll be like, hey, I have this backup brush. Because I've always got some extra stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I have extra things. I have extra toothbrushes. It just, you never know when somebody might have to, like, crash at your place or whatever. So I always have things.
My daughter is always losing stuff, so I'll have extras.
What was that?
Unexpected guest.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Don't go in my house and go through my things. We're going to have a legit problem.
Yeah.
My Heather, we've learned a lot about you today, ma'am. Got jokes, racial jokes.
I did not.
Body
I
jokes.
would never.
Okay.
I would never. You going to come to my show, my next show? Are you going to come?
Can I get tickets?
Yeah. I'll give you tickets. I don't have a show coming up because I'm busy, Brian. I'm overbooked.
See, this is like the
I know. I was like, when's the show?
You can't be back to what we were talking about earlier. I am too busy. I have too much on my plate, so I have not booked another show yet. But when I do, I'm going to.
You must be a prankster because you've gagged us like 5 times today.
I don't know. I would never.
Yeah.
But I will give you, I would love for you to come. You guys all have to come. It'll be a really fun show. And sit in the front row.
Yes.
The comics will love it.
Yes.
Where do you usually perform?
I love the Ice House. It's close to my house. I don't like to drive around in LA. I love the Ice House. It's newly renovated. It's a beautiful comedy club. They have great food and great, atmosphere. So that's where I like to perform at. But I performed in several places across LA, around LA.
Yeah, we've gone to a comedy club as a group together.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you go?
I don't know. It was NoHo, North Hollywood. It's
was
like
it
where
the
the black
Chateau?
people
Yes.
perform.
Yeah, the Comedy Chateau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
Both times we went.
Yeah.
I can't share the experience on air.
Okay.
But okay, Heather, so I know you're so busy. You wear so many hats.
Mm-hmm.
What is next for you today?
Today, literally after this, I've got to go to my daughter's school and drop off some paperwork for next year. I'm going to try to sneak out of the building before anybody at KFI sees me and they're like, hey, can you come and write some news stories? And then I got to go pick up my daughter and get ready for her band performance. She plays the trombone, so she has a band performance. So that's literally what's happening today. And then in life, I have a weekly entertainment segment that I do on the Gary and Shannon show.
Are you talking about
KFI.
Diddy?
What?
Are you talking about Diddy?
No, I'm not talking about Diddy.
Yes, you are.
Why does he know me? Am I in the files?
I hope not. I hope not.
What?
No, I don't. I mostly focus on. Well, I do the news, the news side of entertainment. So I have covered lots of Diddy stories. But what I mostly focus on for Entertain Me is local entertainment events, like what's happening in SoCal, places you can go with your friends, places you can go with your family. And then also every week on the Gary and Shannon show, I do a box office preview. And we talk about what big movies are coming to the box office. Like I just saw Karate Kid, Legends, and that was really fun. So I love to talk about movies as an actress. It's something I'm passionate about. If I see a good movie, I'm going to tell you it's good. If I didn't think it was very good, I'm going to tell you. Save your $25, and wait for it to come out on Netflix.
You know what show you should go on?
What?
Bridgerton.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love to go on Bridgerton. You know what's so funny that you say that is last week, Focus Features took over the Langham Hotel in Pasadena, and they had a Pride and Prejudice ball where everybody dressed up in like Regency wear, those like high-waisted long skirts with the gloves and everything. Yeah, all of that. They had live actors walking around like engaging with people, and they had like dances. They had a four-string quartet, chocolate fountains. Like it was like this most opulent ball, and they did it for the 20th anniversary of Pride and Prejudice. And it was like a sea of people all in like their Bridgerton style wear, and I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. And I did dress up, and I had on a big poofy
I would
dress.
love to see a picture after this.
I will show you. It was so fun. So I love stuff like that. So I will manifest Bridgerton then. I would love to be on that show.
And we're going to watch you too.
Yeah.
I'll come on with you.
Yes, I would love that.
Okay. Well, this was such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by
and
making us all laugh and cringe. Just kidding.
No,
just
that's
kidding.
part of the fun.
Yeah.
Thank you. This has been great. You guys are amazing.
Okay. And you're listening to Shamelessly Shontay. Bye.